Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of JAFM Audio. I'm James.
I'm Frankie.
And the trading deadline has finally come.
Woo!
We're 3 days away from the actual deadline, but this weekend has been busy already. The Mets picking up Jesse Winker, 2 relief arms. The Yankees went with Jazz Chisholm. That's awesome. But right now we're going to talk about the Mets. I think Mr. David Stearns made a couple of good moves, but I do not think that it is enough. Okay?
I don't think it's enough either.
I don't. Jesse Winker, I like it. Lefty bat off the bench. Ultimately, I think he's going to take DJ Stewart's place. Against right-handed hitters, 266 average, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs, and a 390 on-base percentage. That's Mr. Winker compared to DJ Stewart with a 187 average, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs. So you definitely improve left-handed off the bench.
Yeah, 100%. That's I don't think that was the most important move to make, but that was a good move.
Correct.
Good move.
Yes, I also like his runners in scoring position stats. 325 average, 4 home runs, a 442 on-base percentage with a 960 OPS. So that's really, really good with runners in scoring position.
Very clutch.
Yes, a 2.1 WAR on this season. 1 year, $2 million. So he's not getting a ton of money. Free agent at the end of this year, but we'll deal with that when it comes, right? But I think it was a really solid move. Once again, I don't think it was the most important move, especially being that the Mets offense has been one of the best offenses in baseball for the last 30 to 45 days. They've been excellent. Also went and got 2 bullpen arms, Phil Maton and Ryan Stanek. Stanek 6-3 with a 4.38, 39 innings pitched with 44 strikeouts, so he averages more than 1 strikeout per inning. Whips a little high, 1.33. Gets the fastball up to the high 90s. A chase rate of 92%. A K rate of 72% and very low base on ball rate. Something that the Mets needed in the bullpen.
Yeah, I think that was probably the best move they've made so far, was getting those bullpen arms.
Right.
Like we said, I don't think it's enough.
Mm-hmm.
I still think they need to go out and get a starting pitcher. I think if they can get somebody to add to the rotation, especially now that Kodai Senga is down and out for the rest of the season.
Yes.
I definitely think they should go out and get another starting pitcher.
Right. So Kodai Senga gets back 2 days ago on Friday, goes up against the Braves. He pitches amazing. 5 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs. It was 1 pitch, really. It was a ball that he missed location, and it ended up being a 2-run home run. 9 strikeouts. He was dealing. He was looking amazing. It was like getting an ace at the trade deadline. And just as soon as it started, it ended just as quick.
Yeah.
Hits the floor, grabs his calf. He's out for the season, it looks like. Hopefully they make the playoffs, and maybe he can come back. But right now, we can't rely on him. So the Mets do need a starting pitcher.
100%. And
I agree.
It's very unfortunate because he was looking dominant in his return.
Yes.
1 game back, did not even finish the whole game, gets hurt, out for the season. Very unfortunate for the team.
Yes.
Yeah, I think especially the offense, I don't think the offense is the issue here. They have been red hot. The Mets, I don't know what's going on with them, but they are red hot. They're hitting the ball phenomenally well. I think they do need to add another starter if they really want to make that push for the playoffs and compete for a World Series. They need another starter.
Yes, I agree. I mean, they've jumped over the Cardinals. They jumped over the Diamondbacks, but as it stands today, they're tied because the Mets just lost to the Braves. But it looks like they're going to be in the mix. It looks like they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. And the truth is, I mean, there's not many teams that have played better than the Mets in the last 30 days. And it got management's attention. It got David Stern's attention. And the Mets have made a couple of moves now. But once again, we have to get a big-time starting pitcher. Thankfully, I'm not the GM of the Mets because that's something I wouldn't want to deal with right now. But there are some arms available. I know Blake Snell has been rumored. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. His contract's I don't want to deal with that.
I understand that.
And honestly, he hasn't been that good this year anyway. But there is a guy I think that's pretty interesting. He's from the White Sox, excuse me. Garrett Crochet, I believe you pronounce his last name.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Crochet. The guy's 6-7 on a really bad team with a 3.07 ERA, a career 2.93 ERA, a WHIP this year of 0.97. That's the kind of guy who can anchor your staff.
Yeah, I think if they can make a move for him, they definitely should. I mean, the Mets are probably the hottest team in baseball right now, 27-12 since the month of June. And that's crazy to think where we started talking about the Mets. Like, we did not even think they were making the playoffs. Now these guys are fighting for a playoff spot. And if they can stay hot and the pitching can catch up to the hitting, they might be really competing for, a World Series. And I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. That's how good this team has been playing.
Right. So here's what's interesting. Mr. Garrett from the White Sox, he's only 25 years old. He's never pitched more than 60 innings in a season, and he's at 111 innings this year. It's also rumored that whichever team he goes to, if he's dealt at the deadline, that they sign an extension with him. He needs to sign an extension. That may be some teams might be scared away by that.
Yeah.
I don't think Mr. Cohen should be scared away. I think once again he's 25 years old.
He's still pretty young. Young player.
Career 2.93. He's on a bad team. That's a guy who might be able to anchor a staff. There's not a lot of pitching out there, as we saw last year with the free agents. There's just not a lot of pitching.
Not too many.
You may be able to get an ace type player here at the trade deadline and sign him to a little extension.
Yeah, that would be a big move for the Mets. I think if they really want to make that push for the playoffs, that's a move they need to make. I don't think it's a choice right now. If they really are serious and really want to have a chance of winning this year, they need to make a move for a starting pitcher, and that's a prime prospect right there.
Yes, I agree. I think our infield has taken shape now. McNeil's hitting the ball now. Jose Iglesias is coming off the bench. He plays every position in the infield, I guess, besides first base, and I'm sure he can do that well. But his defense has been amazing. Mm-hmm. The young kids are playing well. Our outfield's looking good with Nimmo. Beta, who's hurt right now, but he should be back soon. But Tyrone Taylor comes right in, and he doesn't. You don't lose much with these guys.
It's like this team does not skip a beat when someone has to sit out and you have to insert somebody new into the lineup. What's really surprising me is McNeil's been hitting the ball.
Yes.
Like, what's going on here?
If McNeil can hit 75% of what we think he can hit, his batting title days, I think this team is going to be hard to beat. But once again, we're on the same page. We need starting pitching, and I think one more big bullpen arm.
Yeah,
if it's out there.
I agree. Those are the missing pieces to this Mets team, and surprisingly enough, they actually do have a really good team. I did not think so in the beginning of the year, but that's baseball. These guys are showing up. They're playing. And I don't want to call it a hot streak anymore because this has been consistently going on for the past maybe 2 to 3 months. They've been playing this well. This might just be them at this point.
Okay.
I know, second half of the season, the Mets have a tendency to fall off, but they've been playing extremely well so far. So we'll see, how they can continue this momentum towards the playoffs. And if they can add those arms to the bullpen and the starting rotation, you're looking at a scary team.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say, that team will be scary if they can execute at the trade deadline.
Yeah, they've played. Lindor was moved to the leadoff spot. He's been excellent.
Oh, Lindor! Don't even get me started about Lindor. He's been on fire.
I think right now when you look at that lineup, Alonso's the only one who's really been inconsistent. If we can get him going. That could be
that's
scary.
a real scary lineup. Then,
yeah, but he's batting in the low twos. He hasn't been great, but he still hits for a little power here and there. But we'll see if we can get him going. But as it stands right now, Mets need a starting pitcher. Mets need another bullpen arm. Unfortunately, Kodai Senga went down. A huge blow to this team that has pretty much went up against every speed bump that was thrown their way. Started off the season 0-5, 11 games under 500. You had to remember, we're not far off from a relief pitcher saying he plays for the worst team, or he's the worst player on the worst team. I don't remember what was said by what was his name over there, the relief pitcher that threw the glove into the stands.
Lopez.
Lopez. I mean, we're not far off from that. I mean, that was probably the absolute lowest point of the season.
Yeah, 100%.
And to turn this around within a matter of 3, 4, 5 weeks, and it really tells you something.
It's unbelievable. Just watching it, as a Yankee fan, seeing the Mets play so well, it's unbelievable. Seeing them sweep the Subway Series hurt my soul, and I couldn't believe it again.
Yeah.
But, this team may be the real deal. And when they add that starter, and if they can get a couple, another bullpen guy, this team is scary, and they can compete with any team right now.
Yes.
Other than the Braves, because they got smoked 2 games now.
We split a 4-game series. You want to win 3 out of 4. You want to win at home.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the difference was, we could have won 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
But you can't throw McGill anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I'm tired of it. Peterson, I mean, he's pitched well this year. I don't think he's the kind of pitcher that you're going to want to depend on in a wild card game or a playoff game. And this is the big difference. Get a starting pitcher, get a big time starting pitcher, and we should have been able to 3 out of 4 against the Braves.
Yeah, but realistically speaking, I was just joking. The Mets have been playing really, really well. They're in every game. They could win. They could beat any team out there, I feel, the way this team's been playing. Now, is this their identity moving forward? I think, they're playing very good baseball, and I kind of do like the way they play. They all have energy. It looks like they all play for each other. They grind out at bats. They do all the little things that make a team a team.
Do you give credit to Mendoza? That's what it is probably at this point?
I give credit. Whatever they're doing, I got to give them credit for it. And they're playing very well, and hopefully they continue the success. I'm not going to hate on them, but they're a New York team. Hopefully they can continue the success. And, maybe they'll see us in the World Series, and we have a Subway Series World Series. Like,
that would be fun.
That would be insane.
So the trade deadline, I believe, is Tuesday the 30th. So 2 more days. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll see what happens, and we'll talk about it. Until then, let's go Mets.
Catch us on the next one. Take care, guys.